The impact has been very severe in terms of disruptions of economic activity, partly because this disaster has some complex dimensions, in particular the nuclear incident, in addition to the earthquake and the tsunami, has led to major disruptions in power supply, and that's affected the whole economy, not just the affected region. But going forward, we expect that the economy will recover later this year and particularly next year, as we see a recovery of the power supply and most industries returning to normal capacity. I think that, as you know, Japan have already passed 2 supplementary budgets amounting to 6 trillion yen to finance reconstructions. For this, they've used existing reserves and reallocated some spending. We think more needs to be done in terms of the medium-term fiscal strategy, and for that, given the limited room for reducing spending, we think they will need to raise taxes, and we suggest raising the consumption tax from the current level of 5% to about 7-8% next year, and in the medium term head to 15%. But Japan have already embarked on this and have suggested their own proposal is to go to 10% in the medium term. The BOJ has maintained a very accommodative stance and increased its unconventional easing program by buying more assets, particularly private sector assets, starting last year and in the aftermath of this disaster. We think they should be willing to expand the asset purchase program to further increase the accommodative stance. And this, we would suggest, would help support the recovery, which is essential right now for Japan's economy. The interesting finding in this year's spillover reports was what Japan's partner countries, its major partners, reported as their perspective on Japan. Interestingly, all of them found that Japan's fiscal outlook, its medium-term debt outlook, was the largest concern they had, rather than what sometimes many of us focus on, the market people focus on the exchange rate or short-term economic performance. They find that Japan addressing its fiscal performance, which, as you know, is one of our main messages in the Article 4 consultation, would really be the best contribution Japan can make to making to ensure stability in the region and kind of wider a positive contribution to the rest of the global economy.